Hello, and here we go. It's a beautiful day on the farm. The semis are coming and going. The leaves are falling off the trees, and we are totally enjoying fall. And we're enjoying a really good crop. And we're also enjoying just reminiscing. I'm going to tell you a story that happened many years ago, and he was cute. I mean, he was really cute. He was 5 years old, and most 5 year olds are really cute. But some are just cuter than others. Now, I jumped in the van one day with my friend as we were heading for lunch, and the kids were all singing. And they said, "Oh, you got to hear him. He's been singing this new song. Wesley's been singing." And he was the very cute 5 year old. And he was singing a song that really sounded familiar, but when I listened to the words, they were a little bit different than we sang in church. And of course, we all laughed because who wouldn't laugh after you hear this little, totally cute 5 year old totally rewriting a song? In church we sing, "Lord, I lift your name on high. I love to sing your praises." Well, he heard it differently. And obviously he had siblings in the family that were going through braces, orthodontia. So here was he singing at the top of his lungs, "Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to see your braces." Well, we've had braces at our house. We've had tinsel teeth. We've had mental mouth. We've had metal mouth, banded boogeyman, and all sorts of the other nicknames that go through when kids wear braces. And Adley did good with her braces. They changed her teeth into a beautiful smile. And Tyler's now the brace face of the family when this was written. And we would go down to see the doctor, and they'd take off the old bands, and then they'd get colored bands. And you never knew what color they were going to pick next. And they'd take the wires off, and the doctor would check his bite and see how his teeth were doing. And then they'd put on new wire. And sometimes Tyler picked out new colors for his bands, and then we'd go off adjusting these crazy teeth and a big smile. Well, now, if God actually had braces, I mean, if we really could sing it, and if Wesley was really singing, what braces would we be singing when we sing about the Lord? "I love to see your braces." Well, a brace is something that holds something else in place. So if you're talking about the foundation of a house, it braces or holds up a house. And we've been watching them put in new electrical poles on the way to Roch. And it's amazing how they do brace up the poles and the wires as they restring them and set them. So what kind of braces does God use? The brace that I have learned to lean on and come to really see in a big way this last year has been prayer. And now I always knew prayer was powerful, but it's been a year of watching prayer come alive. And then you hit those weeks where it's bold and colorful and wild off the wall prayers that mean hold on because God's going to do something incredible. And I thought about that as I watched the orthodontist put the bands back on Tyler's teeth. They had to make sure they were set right and could hold the pressure of the wires. Well, we need to make sure that our prayer life is like those heavy bands in the back teeth. They need to anchor us so when the wires tighten and things get a bit out of sorts, we hold our ground. Now, if the bands on Tyler's back teeth weren't strong when they tightened the wires to help move his front teeth, the teeth wouldn't move straight and they'd make his teeth even worse. And when you think about it, if our prayer life isn't a strong place where we are anchored with God, we can't move forward and become an influence for other people. And I know those back bands have to hurt. I remember them. I remember trying to eat after getting my braces on. They hurt. But I knew if I was going to have straight teeth that I had to endure a little bit of discomfort just to get things better. And it's really the same thing with our prayer life. We have to start out on our knees and get a bit uncomfortable to have that strong bracing action for our lives to change and our prayers to move mountains and tackle bigger than life obstacles. God really doesn't need braces, but he offers us many ways that we can brace ourselves against the thing that are going to throw us off. And we might elect to decorate our prayers with different color bands like the kids do their teeth. But regardless of what the bands look like, they all look the same. Prayer could be masked in fancy words and eloquent speech. It might be read, it might be memorized, it might be spoken from the heart, or it might come in a form of tears because you don't even know what to say. God sees that, and he sees them hold solidly. How we pray isn't what matters. It's the fact that we pray. We pray from the heart and with all our heart. And every time we move into the heart, we pray more to God. Now, I used to drive hours each day while I was on the road many, many years ago, and I would talk to the empty seat in my little brown little Honda Accord. It might have been a little bit on the goofy side, but I pretended that Jesus was in the seat. And I passed many hours just talking to that empty seat. That was me bracing in prayer. Years later, I'm hardly ever alone in the car, and when the kids were little, and now I'm getting to be where it's more and more all the time. But I have a chair that I always go to pray, and that's my brace place. It's where I argue, plead, consult, bargain, all the other ways I talk to God through prayer. My way of bracing up my life for whatever's coming next. Lord, I lift your name on high. Think about that cute little Wesley, and he heard that song in a different part of his heart. But the most important part is that we just pray. We pray and let God brace our life for whatever going to happen next. Have a great day.